What's up, Armynation? How y'all doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing wonderful and having a great day. So basically this video is just to keep you guys posted on how my driving journey been going. So this today is my 7th driving lessons. It wasn't like consecutively, it wasn't like behind each other. It was like all separate. Like I will go this month, then I will go this month for one day, the other month one day and stuff. Last month I went 2 days. I was really proud of myself. But this month, as you know, today is the 26th. Yeah, April 26th. I'm sorry, no. Yeah, today's April 26th, and the last time I went was March 27th. So this is my first time this month going. But yeah, the place that I use, they just be booked and busy, honey. Like it's hard to get in there. Now you have to pay up front. It's not like the other places where you make the appointment when you know you're for a fact you're gonna have the money and then you pay. This one you have to pay up front. So I was using the same instructor for I was using the same instructor probably for, let me see, when did I start with them? I think I started like last year. Was it last year or the year before? But like I said, it wasn't consecutively. It wasn't like, it was like here, there, there, here. So I used them, long story short. I used my first instructor. I'm not going to say his name, of course. I don't want to be sued. No, I'm playing. It's nothing bad I'm going to say. So I used my first instructor, I think, for my 4 lessons. And out of those 4 lessons, it was like this month I went one day, the other month I went one day, the other one I went one day. Then it was kind of like that. I used him for 4 lessons. The 5th lessons was with someone else. So, and then with that second person, I felt like the second person was a little bit more like assertive. Like there was a little bit more, it's like when you're in school, you're going to have that teacher that go the extra mile with you, and you just gonna have that teacher that just give you just what you need to, here you go. They're not doing nothing extra. So I felt like with that instructor, the second instructor that I had, he was good. Like he told me stuff that I didn't know that I didn't learn from the other person who I was using for 4 lessons. So he was my 5th lesson, that guy. And then the other time I went back to my regular person. I mean, the other person is good, like not to bash him or anything. When I first started out with him, he was really, really good. But somewhere towards the line, he started counting like, this your 5th lesson, this your 4th lesson. Basically saying you should know more than what you're knowing. I mean, damn, you're teaching me. You're my teacher. I'm learning just as much as you're teaching me. So yeah. Long story short, I'm not gonna go with that person anymore because I felt like somewhere along the way, like he just got kind of lazy with it, where he's not even really interested in really teaching me more. He's just basically just be like, here go the car. If you're gonna make a mistake, I'm gonna stop you, but I'm not doing nothing extra. And that instructor that I went with last time, he was really good. He went the extra mile. He showed me, like, when you're doing the parallel parking and stuff, and then when you're gonna do the K-turn, like what to do to remember, because sometimes us, when we're learning how to drive, we always forget the K-turn. He tell me if the car's already in reverse, you're gonna do drive, so you gotta do drive, reverse, drive. So basically he wrote in a book and everything. He tell you stuff. He's not assuming that or it's common sense or whatever. He tell you and let you decide if it's common sense or it's something that you already know. So he was a really good instructor. But unfortunately, when I called him and I request him, he was booked and busy, so I couldn't get him. So today is my 7th lesson. So I went 2 times last night, which made 6. Then I went today. Today made 7. So last month I went I went March 24th. And then I went March 27th, and then I wasn't able to go back until right now, today, April 26th, because like I said, they're always booked and busy. So I don't know. I mean, you always want to stay with the same school that been teaching you. It may not be the same person, but they're the same company. So you thinking, okay, they're going to teach you pretty much the same thing. Okay. But sometimes when they're busy, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Maybe since they're always busy, I'm just gonna have to go do 2 different schools. I'll do this school when they're available, the other school when they're available. I'm just gonna have to do it like that, because baby, We trying to get these licenses by the end of this year, okay? Because if I don't get my license by let's say July, because in August I have to do it all over again if I don't have get my license. In August, that's when I have to do everything over again. The written test on the computer, everything all over again. And we're not going to have that happen. So I'm trying to go with whoever going to teach me whoever I feel like is going to teach me what I need to learn to pass and get my license. Because right now I feel like I'm not really ready for the road test. I'm not ready. Like I still have stuff that I have to work on. I mean, no one is always 100% ready. Of course, you just go and you just try a thing, and sometimes it work out, and you know, sometimes it no work out, but you just try a thing, you know. So I don't know. But basically, I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit of my learning process, my lesson today. So yeah, I went with a new guy today. At first I was a little skeptical because this new person picked me up. I'd never seen him before, but I said, you know, I was hopeful, and I'm like, you know, I gave him a chance. But he turned out to be a really good instructor. Like, he's basically telling me, you got it. Basically, when you're driving, you gotta, two most important thing you have to focus on: your steering and your turning. You have to make sure that your steering is good, and you have to make sure you're in not too far out in the other lane, and you have to, you know, stay in your lane and not drive on top of the yellow line and stuff, and be close to it but not on it. And don't be close to the parked car. Of course, some stuff I already knew, but it's always good to have a refresher. Yeah, you don't want to be too close to the other car and stuff. And when you're turning, you want to make sure it's smooth. You don't want to turn, and you don't want to turn too quick, and you don't want to turn too fast. You want to make sure your turn is perfect. So if you're making a right turn, you just merge a little bit to the right, turn the wheel a little bit, give it a little gas, turn it, let the wheel come back to you, and let it go. So that's what he was teaching me today. So his approach was a little bit different from the other two instructors that I went with. But him and the second instructor, they were both really good. My first instructor, somewhere along the line, I guess he just kind of gave up on me. He'd be like, girl, this your fourth or fifth. He didn't really say this, but I'm just saying this is probably what he's thinking, you know. So sorry, y'all, I flipped the camera. Y'all was in the dark. But yeah, I'm gonna, like, okay, let me stay on track. So yeah, we were working on the left and right turn. I did real good with the right turn. The left turn, I sometimes I messed up a little bit, but we practiced that basically for 40 minutes. For 45 minutes, we practiced the left and right turn and making the turns. Make sure you're not turning too much where you're ending in the other lane, and little stuff like that we were doing. First, we did the parallel park, and it was so crowded today. It was so many cars. Like, it was so many cars, like, trying to wait for the turn, because we went to do the parallel parking and stuff like that. So we did that probably, I think we were able to do it probably like 10 minutes. And then I did the U-turn today. Yeah, so today I worked on the U-turn. I did a little bit of parallel parking, K-turn, and I worked a lot on, like, the steering, staying in my lane, and I did a left and right turning and stuff, like the left and right turn. But I can see I got a lot better with the left and right turn, because that's always my issue, what I always want to work on, the left and right turn. So yeah, so he was a good instructor. I'm gonna definitely request him again. If he's not booked with his other client that he already started with, I'm gonna request him that I had today, or the other second instructor that I had March 27th when I went. He was really good too. He's a really good teacher, because from being in school, y'all know, there's, like I was saying, there's some teacher that teach you really good, and there's some teacher just teach you just enough, but they don't go the extra mile to make sure, you know, you're getting it, you're understanding. They just, you know. And I hate that my original instructor that I start with, nowadays when I take him, he's on the phone talking to his mama, his wife. I'm like, pay attention, tell me stuff, teach me. Don't just let me drive the car and tell me, turn right here, turn right there. It's like, you got to be more involved, more into it, you know. I can't be in the classroom just sitting there And then you're not teaching me everything that I need to pass the class, but then you're teaching me just enough. And then when I don't do so good in the class, you saying it's my fault. No, it's your fault, because you didn't give me enough of what I needed to pass it. But anyways, long story short, I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I just want to keep you guys posted on like my journey with the driving, because it's been a long journey, you guys. I've been trying to get my license forever, and it's like, it seems like it's always a reason why I can't really practice. Sometimes I don't have the money, or back then my kids were super young, so I couldn't leave them by themselves, so it was always the money issue or the babysitting issue. So now my kids are getting older, and they're, most of the times I always schedule my tests like practices when they're in school, on my day off, and they're in school and stuff like that. So that's what I try to do now. So I think for this year, I think I probably went, how many times did I go for this year? Because this is January, February, March, April. I think for this year I went like probably 4 times already for this year, 4 times, and 3 times last year, so 7 total. So yeah, so I'm just gonna basically just keep going. And sometimes it could be discouraged when you feel like you're not getting something and you want to give up. But when you want to give up, you just gotta fight through it and just keep going. Do not, you guys, this is my advice to y'all, do not listen to that voice in your head that's telling you, girl or boy, this is too hard, you should just give up, it's not worth it. But just know that at the end, when they said congratulations, you passed, like, oh my gosh, that's feeling's gonna feel so amazing. And all this agony and all this stuff that you have to go through to get it's just gonna make it all worthwhile. So yeah, that's my advice to you guys. Stay with it, don't give up. Like, I'm not gonna give up, I'm gonna keep going and keep going and keep going and keep. So yeah, guys, even though sometimes it might be discouraged, you might be discouraged and stuff, you just keep going and just know that all your hard work is gonna pay off. And don't give up, keep going, because I'm definitely gonna keep going until I pass this, till I learn it, till I master it. And I'm just gonna feel so good once I get there. The journey has been very, I've been trying to I've been trying to get my license like for years now, but like I was saying before, I never was able to be consistent with it. Like, I was never able to be consistent. It was always some reason why I couldn't go. Mostly it was always the money thing, because you have to have that money to go. Because right now it's an hour and 45 minutes for $110. When I first started with them, it was $95, then it was $100, then it was $110. So I just pray it stays at this price for a while, because it's just super expensive right now. I mean, a part of me understand, because gas prices is like sky high right now, but it's just super hard to try to come up with that money. Everything is up. The prices is up. Pay rate needs to be up. You know what I'm saying? Pay rate needs to be up, because everything else going up except pay rate. I'm just not understanding. We need some balance. We need balance here. Okay? So anyways, I'm just gonna always try my best to go whenever I'm able to go. And you guys comment if you know any places that charge like cheap prices for learning. Like, I'm in New Jersey. That's the state I'm in. So if you guys know any places, like, comment them below, drop them below. I'm gonna put my Instagram. You guys can DM me if you know any driving places that maybe your auntie use, or your little cousin, whatever, or your brother, sister. If you know any place that like cheaper, I don't know, maybe $40 an hour or something like that. $40 an hour, like the most I'm willing to pay. Okay, like, yeah, $40 for 1 hour, so I could do 2 hours, $80. That's perfect. That's what I used to do back in the day, because back in the day I done went with like 2 different schools. It wasn't it for me. It was like they never showed up when they were supposed to show up, or they're pulling up at some store going shopping. It was just a whole mess. But this school that I've been going with right now, they're really good. They're really professional. They show up when they're supposed to show up. They call the day before to confirm, let you know they're coming. So they're really good right now. But it's just that 110, man, that be getting me. And now they want you to pay up front. So, sometimes you may not have that money up front, and when you do have it, they don't have any available slots to fit you in, because they're booked and busy. So it's just always obstacles in the way. You gotta You gotta break through them obstacles and you gotta get it. So yeah, well, to close this video out, I had a really good lessons today. My driving instructor was very professional, very assertive, and he was very nice. And you know, he didn't yell at me or anything. He was very professional, and he stayed at a great tone. Like, you know, sometimes people get aggravated when not learning something and they start, you know, getting aggressive, and he was very professional. And I will definitely you call and request him to come again, or the other guy that I use. So thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and share your experience. How was it when you got your license? Or if you don't already have it, how is your practices and everything going so far and all this stuff? Let's chat it up in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post, so you never miss a post. All right, and thank y'all so much for watching. And as always, never give up, divas. Stay blessed. Bye.